Good morning. It's September 24th, and this is your daily brief in science. Here's everything you need to know. Water shortages are projected to become a critical issue in major cities worldwide, with the Mediterranean, Africa, and North America identified as particularly vulnerable regions. A new study warns that some areas could face day-zero drought within the next decade, driven by climate change and increasing water consumption. Using advanced climate models under emission scenarios, SSP3-7.0 and SSP2-4.5, researchers estimate that up to 35% of vulnerable regions might experience DZD within the next 15 years, risking the water supply for as many as 750 million people. The projections are probabilistic and highlight the need for regional planning for emergency responses and long-term water management. The models do not include groundwater resources, which are vital during droughts, suggesting that the actual risk could be higher. Experts emphasize that while more data is needed for conclusive results, the increasing threat of water scarcity requires immediate action. The study notes that some regions are already experiencing day-zero droughts, and the frequency of these events is expected to rise. In drought hotspots like the Mediterranean and southern Africa, the recovery periods between droughts are shrinking, complicating future water management. Research based on 100 climate model simulations indicates that extreme drought events, called hour zero, could occur more than 99% of the time in some regions. Even if global warming is limited to 1.5 degrees Celsius, hundreds of millions could face severe shortages, with reservoirs in Mediterranean countries at risk of drying during initial DZD events. Urban areas in these regions are especially vulnerable, with estimates that about 14% of major reservoirs could dry out during their first DZD, impacting local communities and economies. The US oncology molecular diagnostics market is projected to grow from around $909 million in 2025 to over $2.5 billion by 2034. This growth is driven by increasing demand for personalized medicine, technological advances, and greater adoption of AI tools. These tools are used for early cancer detection, tumor subtyping, and therapy decision-making. The market expansion is also fueled by the rising global cancer burden and innovations in minimally invasive liquid biopsy techniques like circulating tumor DNA testing. Significant government investments in cancer research and diagnostics are supporting this trend. Recent collaborations, such as Omnipathology's partnership with Delta Medical Laboratories and Guardant Health's collaboration with Pfizer, highlight ongoing industry innovation. Major players include Abbott Laboratories, Becton Dickinson, bioMérieux, and others, who are competing through continuous innovation. Companies are focusing on strategic investments in AI platforms, partnerships, and regulatory alignment to expand market share. Pharmaceutical and biotech firms leverage AI to optimize clinical trials, speed up patient recruitment, and improve endpoint prediction, supporting faster development of targeted therapies. Technological advancements include AI-powered radiology and pathology tools, genomic data integration, and AI deployment in clinical trials. Key technological segments like next-generation sequencing, PCR, immunohistochemistry, and liquid biopsy are primarily applied in cancers such as lung, breast, prostate, and colorectal. North America currently leads the market with over 42% share, while Asia-Pacific is the fastest-growing region, supported by startups and large patient populations. Growth opportunities focus on imaging analytics, genomics, clinical decision support, digital pathology, and AI-driven clinical trials, with regional and cancer-specific expansion. Challenges include regulatory fragmentation, high implementation costs, data privacy concerns, and clinician trust issues, which may slow market growth. Recent FDA approvals in September 2025, such as Thermo Fisher's Oncomine DX Target Test and Roche's Ventana Met RxDX assay, expand options for personalized cancer treatment. The market continues to see innovation through multi-cancer detection tests and non-invasive cytology, with companies like Illumina and Thermo Fisher leading advancements. Long COVID remains a complex challenge with ongoing research seeking effective treatments. Tevogen Bio is advancing its investigational T-cell therapy, Tevogen-489, which targets persistent viral reservoirs linked to long COVID symptoms. Dr. Ryan Sadi, CEO of Tevogen, expressed optimism about the therapy's potential to restore immune balance in affected patients and noted preparations for clinical manufacturing. Tevogen-489 aims to generate broad, durable immune responses by targeting multiple SARS-CoV-2 proteins, addressing a significant unmet medical need among approximately 20 million Americans affected by long COVID. Recent peer-reviewed studies have documented the presence of SARS-CoV-2 proteins and RNA in individuals months or years after initial infection, indicating ongoing viral reservoirs. These residual viral components are believed to contribute to chronic immune inflammation, a key factor in long COVID. In clinical trials, Tevogen-489, which uses off-the-shelf cytotoxic CD8-positive T cells, successfully reduced viral load in all patients tested and showed T-cell persistence for at least 6 months. Its design targets multiple viral proteins across the virus's genome, aiming to eliminate infected cells while not interfering with existing immune functions. Given the large affected population and limited current options, Tevogen-489 could significantly influence long COVID treatment strategies. Tevogen's R&D includes considerations of market strategies and potential risks, such as funding, regulatory approval, competition, and technological hurdles typical of biotech development. A new study published in BMJ Evidence-Based Medicine suggests that drinking any amount of alcohol may increase the risk of dementia. This challenges previous beliefs that moderate alcohol intake could be protective against cognitive decline. The research shows a U-shaped relationship, with light drinkers having the lowest risk, but both non-drinkers and heavy drinkers facing higher risks. Heavy drinkers consuming over 40 drinks per week experience a 51% increased risk of dementia. This study is particularly relevant given the rising number of dementia cases in the UK, projected to reach 1.4 million by 2040. Past studies were often confounded by the sick quitter effect, where individuals who stop drinking due to illness are grouped with lifelong abstainers, skewing results. A 2016 analysis indicated that the supposed protective effect of light drinking largely disappeared after excluding former drinkers. Earlier research mainly focused on older populations and did not distinguish between lifelong non-drinkers and former drinkers. This new study uses genetic analysis to address those limitations. While it cannot establish causation, the findings support the idea that alcohol may be neurotoxic over a lifetime. Experts recommend that individuals with genetic risk factors for Alzheimer's, such as the APOE4 variant, abstain from alcohol for better brain health, though risks vary depending on drinking habits and timing. A recent study from the University of Waterloo demonstrates that routine hospital blood tests analyzed with machine learning can predict spinal cord injury, severity, and patient survival early after admission. The models show increasing accuracy as more data is collected, often within 1 to 3 days of hospital entry. This method can provide predictions without relying on early neurological exams, which can sometimes be unreliable. It offers a more consistent prognosis compared to traditional assessments and can serve as a non-invasive, cost-effective alternative to advanced diagnostics like MR1. The study emphasizes that analyzing multiple biomarkers and their changes over time yields better predictive results than single measurements. Routine blood tests are inexpensive, widely available, and easier to obtain than imaging or specialized biomarker tests. While MRI and fluidomics have their place, blood tests offer a simple, accessible option for early injury evaluation. This machine learning approach can help clinicians make more informed decisions about treatment priorities and resource allocation in emergency and intensive care settings. It provides objective insights into injury severity, especially when neurological assessments are inconclusive. The research analyzed data from over 2,600 U.S. patients, focusing on blood markers such as electrolytes and immune cells collected within the first 3 weeks post-injury to identify patterns linked to injury severity and mortality. This has been your Daily Brief in Science. To read more about these stories, follow the links in the episode bio. You can also subscribe to these updates via email at www.brief.news. For more daily podcasts about the topics you love, visit brief.news/podcasts. Tune in tomorrow. We'll be back with everything you need to know.